We have one more request, which is that you tell us a personal anecdote about when you realized about the sort of processes, if you like, at work within that storytelling, wherever it comes from.
No, but let's stay with the mental health story. So, field, because I think that one of the say interesting anecdotes I might have to offer, which is a bit based on my experience as an alternative radio producer some years ago already, because I was I'm actually still a member of that radio station, part of a more artistic driven community radio station in Antwerp in Belgium. And of course, it had a vast group of people from very different backgrounds doing radio shows on whatever their interest was, because it was a participatory process. People could propose program ideas, would be collectively decided whether they should be allowed to have that 1 hour slot on the basis of even a written proposal. So it was actually quite a sophisticated participatory process. One of the programs was a group of people that define themselves as former mental health institution patients, and that were deeply engaged in activist activities in trying to actually make the Belgian Antwerp health institutions more human. Because now we're talking 1980s and 1990s, where a lot of these institutions, I would argue, were still quite problematic in how they dealt with patients. And that was a group of activists that were very, very committed to, I think, the theories of Lang and others about the anti-psychiatric models, actually defending a whole different way of thinking about mental health. Now, this was really like decades ago. It was fascinating to see how a group would claim the airwaves, how they would say, our stories, our experiences are horrendous, and we're going to communicate them. We're going to talk about them. We're going to organize dialogues with that medical system, and we're going to try to change it. This was completely grassroots, completely bottom up, but it was such a pleasure to listen to programs like that, because they were literally not only trying to create a more participatory medical system that was more respectful, but also a more humane one, which was very, very needed. And I think that's where I would see a group of activists do a tremendous job. And I think that's the kind of interventions that are still very, very necessary in keeping this drive towards more participatory practices, but also more humane practices alive and pushing as far as it can be pushed. That's one story.